so I can get the audio.
I'm not white.
Here goes the audio. 3, 2.
Welcome to the Man Up Club podcast. Shit.
Dang.
Woo!
Bro, 30 on the podcast of Christian radio.
Yo, sorry.
3, 2.
Welcome to the Man Up Club Presents podcast. I'm your host, Selena Lena, aka Sis from Sisalo Bro. But on the business side, I am also the youth and program director of the Man Up Club. Now, if you guys don't know about it, the Man Up Club is a nonprofit organization for young black males between the ages of 13 and 24. We teach them about life skills, social skills, academic discipline, and civic responsibility. We're based in Twin Cities. And if you guys want to support the efforts of getting these guys to graduate college, go on to a trade, stay out the prison pipeline, and what the last one? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
The suit's up.
No, not the suit's up. Okay, yeah, if you guys want to support that cause, then go ahead and go to www.themanupclub.org. Okay, so let's get into today's podcast episode. I have some wonderful guests with me, and we're going to have our wonderful videographer, Mr. Jake, chime in on this conversation, okay? But I have Chrome. He's been on the podcast a few times. Chrome, say what's up.
What's going on? What's going on?
He's 23 years old, and he is a Man Up Club member. He's an artist, and he's a mover and a shaker in the city, you feel me? Great personality. And then we have Lael Ware, not Kevin Ware, okay? But Lael Ware, you say what's up, man.
Hello.
Yes, he is 25 years old. Tell the people a little bit about yourself.
So what aspects about myself? Like,
I mean, anything. Just a random fact, like whatever you want to let the people know, honestly.
Yeah. Name's Lil Ware and I am black.
Okay. I love it.
I'm thinking I'm really white.
Really white Jake.
I am Selena, and I am black and Filipina. And Carl, what about you?
What you mean?
Say it.
What you mean? Say what? Say what you want me to say.
He's black and he's light skinned.
I
Okay,
guess.
so
The lightest.
that's giving you a little tidbit of what we're about to talk about today. We're going to talk about just our different perspectives, how we come from different cultures, and just how we approach the holiday season, really. So let's kind of dive into this. Obviously, we're coming into the new year. Me particularly, I love this season, not only because you have time to spend with your loved ones and work is lenient on letting you go home, but for me, like when I think about the new year, I'm thinking about mindset changes and everything that has to do with self-improvement because of the new year coming up. I know it's kind of cliche. I don't like to be like, oh, new year, new me, but I just do have this new feeling that comes around, November, December that I always get every year, and it really feels like a rebirth for me. Yeah, how do you guys feel about the new year, and where are you guys at right now in this space?
You want to take it off?
Sure, yeah, I can do it. For me, it's basically I'm more happy about this upcoming new year than a lot of other years, just because it's just a continuation of what I've been doing this year. So a lot of working with MNYC, working at the American Swedish Institute, recently about to apply for honors at the UMN. So it's just a continuation of those works.
That's what's up. What are your goal? What is your goal with working with these different local organizations?
Basically just to make it better, as nebulous as that sounds. Throughout my life, it's been nothing but hearing how lame Minnesota is, so I just want to change that as much as possible.
That's super dope.
And that's the thing too. I mean, with being a videographer, Minnesota is about to be on the map. Like, there's so much talent. There's so many underground artists, and the hard part is most people don't actually release their music. But
You said most people don't listen.
They don't release their music. I mean, they have listeners, right? And now, personally, I don't like country music, and that's just a personal preference. But people love country music. So the biggest thing to encourage all artists is that even if you don't like it, a lot of artists like to make their name for themselves. They like to release things very specifically. But at the end of the day, it's about the growth. And you're gonna look back on a year from now, and you're gonna be like, oh, that was trash, but look at how much I've grown.
Yeah, one thing that when I say that I'm all about self-improvement around this time, as an artist, I am feeling a new era. I'm feeling a new era of myself. I'm currently working on a solo album right now, and I'm really looking forward to 2025. And it's just optimism for me. Even though I don't know what the future holds, you know, because anything can happen. People could die. You know what I'm saying? I've had my loved one pass away before, and that stuff happens unexpected. But even though we don't know what lies ahead, I am optimistic about what I can control. So I'm just in a good space right now. I'm feeling really, really good. What about you, Chrome? How do you feel about this time of year?
This time of year, I'm feeling really good about this time of year. You know, just taking care of the things I need to take care of and creating a name and putting my name out there finally after years of planning and creating a story for the people to consume. It's just, yeah, it's a good time to be alive right now.
What about personally? Like, where you at?
Personally, I feel like I'm at the top. I feel like I already made it.
Mm.
But to a lot of people, you know, how I feel is not how it's projected to some people. You know what I'm saying? If you see me, you might think another different way, but in my head, I'm living in a fantasy world. I'm at the top.
Yeah, it's all about mindset. And Jake, where are you? How are you feeling about this time of the year and just approaching 2025?
Yeah, I mean, this time of the year is probably one of my favorites. I mean, my favorite season is fall just because of all the memories that I've had. But like you said before, family, like being around that whole setting and just being able to connect with people on a deeper level that normally, you know, we all move on when we grow older. And, you know, obviously everybody has a New Year's resolution, right? And this season is kind of where I kind of put my ducks in a row, kind of put them in order because, yeah, you can do it at any time of the year, but I see this as like the big progression, like it's a big milestone, you know?
Yeah. Do you guys think that privilege plays a part in setting goals and having like a growth mindset?
What you mean by privilege?
Okay, I'm privileged in certain ways. Like I've never had to worry about food running out. Like I've always been fed. I never went hungry my whole life. I've always had a place to stay because I've lived with my parents. I never had to worry about getting to and from a place. Like even though I don't have a car right now, like I know I'm gonna get around because of the support that my parents and my family provides. Like I'm not the first to go to college, so I'm not thinking about how to eat, you know, the basics on how to survive. Like it's easier for me to focus my time and attention on goals and leveling up myself because I'm not worried about what I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. Um, yeah. What about you, Leo? Like, what do you think about privilege and goals and where are you at with that?
Yeah, I would say if we're talking about income, like of course, yeah, that always is like a leg up on things when like you look at like some of the more successful bands and stuff like that, they had like that ease of like not having to worry about where like their next meal was coming from, like the Katy Perry's, Maroon Fives, and who was that other guy? Like Joy Division, like them two. Like they always had like that safety net of like, okay, I could just focus purely on my art and like not fuck up my life by doing that.
Okay, when you pause. Okay, so you can't swear on the.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're good. You're good. But other than that, you're straight. Yeah. So no, I feel that. What about you, Chrome?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't have to do a lot of things that my family members had to do or anybody else that I know. I started off in a good place. My mom moved herself out of the hood and, you know, placed us in the suburb. And that's where I came about. You know, I don't know anything else. But, you know, she also placed us in a church that's in the ghetto. And I get to see and feel a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, people go through. I never have to have a starving meal. But I mean, my mom she didn't have it all the time. Like, we're in a nice position, in a nice place, but she didn't have it all the time, you know what I'm saying? How people assume.
Okay.
She struggles as well, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody has their own struggles. I have my own struggles. It's not the same. It might not be the same to your ears, but the feeling for real, it for sure is. The feeling is the feeling the same.
When it comes to holidays and stuff, like you said, you know, you've experienced some struggle before. Obviously, the holiday time is, you know, for me, like I'm always expecting Thanksgiving to be a table full of food and some until next week. And when it comes to like Christmas time, I mean, I do expect like growing up with my family, like I've always expected some sort of gifts. But I do remember like there were some Christmases where you would get less gifts than another Christmas, you know?
100%. And like you guys understand, like, well, I've thought about this recently a lot too. Is like holidays are the hardest times for people because like you lose people around the and you miss them when you have the family together and they're not there.
Right.
That's another thing that I've really tried to not take for granted is like, my parents are. I'm 23 years old and they're on the older side for a kid like me, but I try not to take that for granted because they're not always going to be there, and that's just like I'm so blessed and I'm so grateful that God has provided me with the family that I have and the longevity of that relationship. But a lot of people don't have that, and that it really is sad, and that's something that a lot of people don't really realize. Because oh yeah, Merry Christmas or like yeah, but it's not always like the happy holidays. Yeah, it's not always merry.
I mean, okay, so speaking on that, when it comes to mental health during the holidays, I will say, you know what, like this holiday season, I have like kind of like a heavy heart, but at the same time I'm grateful, but there is like a kind of a pain that I'm always carrying, and it's because I've lost someone, so and then like my people on my mom's side and on my dad's side too, they're getting older, so it's like the older folks in your family, once you lose somebody, at least for me, when I lose somebody, I'm thinking in the back of my head like, okay, well, I wonder how many more Christmases or Thanksgivings like I have left with the ones that are still here. But I'm just learning to make the best memories with the ones that are still alive, and that's all you can do. But as far as mental health around the holidays, like I'm very overjoyed. I just love being around family, and like I said, I like the fact that jobs let you have that time off. It should be like that more throughout the whole year. But yeah, where are you guys at with mental health and holidays? Is there like a shift that you guys experience? Because I know that there's a lot of people that experiences things. Seasonal depression, yeah, and I never experienced that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, man, it's a somber episode today. But yeah, I can't say like my mental health has been like bad or anything. I did get diagnosed with anxiety disorder and a couple other things not too long ago, so they put me on a generic Lexapro. But since then, like I've been real Gucci. Like I haven't like had like a panic attack in like almost a year now.
Oh wow, that's good. That's good. Congratulations on that. That's a good thing.
That's another thing. People, I don't understand. Like, if you've never had a panic attack, it's very hard to describe to somebody. Like that thing will like drop you to the floor if you're not careful. Like, it's very, very interesting how the body actually works that way.
Yeah. What about you, Chrome? Like, do you have certain emotions that come around the holidays or no?
No, I don't think I have any certain emotions that come around the holiday. Just more so that everybody's buying. Yeah. I need a product that I can sell. I can get some of that money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just really it. I'm not mad. I'm not sad. You know what I'm saying? There's probably not some family members that aren't there that were there last year, but I just gotta believe that they're sitting up with God and it's all good.
Yeah, can I ask a question actually?
Yeah, go ahead.
So like, what's all y'all's faith, if you don't mind me asking?
So I'm a Christian.
Yeah, I'm a Christian as well. I mean, the biggest thing about faith, I don't always put my trust in faith in Christianity because first of all, Christianity has been used for the Salem witch trials and all the just whatever debauchery. But I put my faith in Jesus Christ because I know that He came down and He saved me, and that there's no other way than through Jesus Christ to be saved, and that's what I believe.
Yeah, for sure. To keep it super simple, you know what I'm saying? Exactly what Jake said. I stand on that.
Wow.
No,
yeah, dang. I get where y'all coming from. It kind of makes me want to take it back.
You didn't want me to take it back?
I don't got
Hey.
But what about you, Leo?
I know we talked on the phone about it. I'm agnostic at the current time. I'm studying a lot of religions and stuff like that. I have for a while now. It's been very interesting and it has like affected how like I view the world and everything. But I don't technically have like a lord or anything at the moment.
Okay, that's interesting. He's like, I don't have a Lord. Okay, that's interesting. And agnostic, can you define the term agnostic for, those who want to know?
So at agnostic, it's basically like I don't know, so I'm not gonna make a definitive claim one way or another. It's usually used in juxtaposition with like an atheist, where it's like I don't believe. So for me, I'm not saying I believe one thing one way or another. I'm just being more honest with myself, where it's like I'm not sure.
I got you. I got you. Bringing up the spiritual aspect is actually an interesting point. There's a few things I want to touch on. So one is there is a Christian belief. It's not popular, but there are a lot of Christians that do believe this. That the holidays, Halloween, Valentine's Day, Thanksgiving, Christmas, just all the holidays, they're not good to celebrate. They're like paganism. They're pagan holidays. I wasn't exposed to this until a friend of mine who is a Christian told me about this, because that's what she believes in. Now we're both Christians, but she's like anti-holidays, because she's like, no, like I had to do my own research, and at the end of the day, like Thanksgiving, like these holidays aren't even what they're really. These holidays aren't even what they really say that they are about. Like Thanksgiving was really when a group of people had came. I think like some people from Europe had came and like slaughtered the Native Americans. And then Santa Claus. Santa Claus is just a figure, and it takes away from God and stuff like that. It made me think, you feel me? Because I've been celebrating the holidays my whole life. It made me think a lot. Like I was even doing my own research and stuff. But yeah, where are you guys at spiritually with like the holidays? Whether you're a Christian or not, like this is a question for everybody. Like, where do you think that the holidays have a spiritual implication to them?
Oh, you can go. You can talk it out.
Cool. Yeah, they do. A lot of things mean meanings, you know what I'm saying? Like Sunday is the day of the sun, and everybody goes to church on Sunday. So and Saturday is supposed to be the Sabbath, the seventh day of the week. So there's something there.
Mm-hmm. So you believe that?
I believe that, man. I mean, if it's on Sunday and they're calling Sunday the day of the sun, but it's really supposed to be on Saturday, which is the seventh day of the week. I mean, why are we going to church on Sunday? We're celebrating the sun.
I got a question. See, I'm glad you brought that up, Chrome, because there's a thought that I have, and it's like, when you think about time, right? Like,
Right.
now we have the days of the week. It's normal, Monday through Saturday. But when you go back to the Stone Ages, they didn't have a calendar.
They have the Mayan calendar, but that's still, I don't know. Like they didn't.
Like,
you're right. They didn't have.
They didn't have a calendar, and what I'm saying is like, okay, spiritually, like time has been what it's been, but I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I personally, for me, I don't get caught up in like, oh, you need to go to church on Sunday specifically because that's the day, like Sunday. It's like, okay, but there wasn't a Sunday. It wasn't called Sunday before. It was just a day. You feel me? Like as long as you have a regular time period that you're spiritually tending to yourself and worshiping God, like that's what matters as a Christian.
So yeah, even in like the Christian faith, there's like scripture that backs up that claim of yours, where it was like, what was it? Where it's like, if more than two people are in a room and God is mentioned, I am with you, or something like that. Yeah. So it's like, technically speaking, we're in church right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we brought up God's name.
For sure.
No, he said
that. I'll tell you.
He said that. No, he said that. That's because that's what it is, though.
It is. No, that's the same thing. Like, the church itself is not the building; it's the people that are in it.
Yeah, he from what I read from the Bible, he never mentioned like I need a building with like stainless steel
Right, it's
windows,
with the
No, for
two.
real.
I know exactly
stainless
what
steel
you're
windows,
saying.
stained glass windows.
Yes, the two people, the presence of two with God, it's more powerful in a certain. And of course, I'm gonna butcher it, but it's exactly what you're saying. I remember that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's actually Christianity. The more I've like read about it and researched it, the more interesting it becomes. Where it's like there's a lot of like stuff we associate with it that's a modern either interpretation or if you want to get more controversial, a modern exploitation of people's faith and stuff like that, like the whole tithing and things of that nature where from what I read about it, God wants you to give that to like the people directly, not necessarily give it to a church. Like that's not in the Bible. That was a modern invention to like, and the idea was that like you give it to us and then we'll make good use of it as opposed to you giving like $20 or $30 to like a homeless man. If you give us the 20 and 30 and like you give a 20 and 30, you give a 20 and 30, then we got like $1,000, then we can like do like various projects with it. And for that, I think that's a good idea. It's just when you get into like the TD Jakes of the world and things of that nature, where he's swallowing it up.
No,
and
for real, for real.
and
No,
then
but-
making jets
Okay,
and all
wait.
that.
But respect to I just want to say respect to TD Jakes though. He just had a health scare incident that happened very recently before Thanksgiving, and I just want to say that I'm praying for him and his family. So
Yeah.
And I wanted to touch on too, like, God set that day aside, Sunday, right? It's a day of rest. But you got to think, I keep this in perspective, like the creator of the universe crafted our reality in 6 days. What? Like that to me blows my mind, you know what I mean? But everything is possible within God. But I feel it as somewhat disrespectful that he is, if I use that day to like mow the lawn or if I do work on that day, because that is the day of rest. And I feel like, me personally, I want to work around God's plan. I mean, I could be living for myself, but then I know all the next moves and the steps that I have to take. If it's God's plan, I don't know. And it's all a surprise, but it comes with, the knowledge of patience, and it comes with trust and faith. But with that Sunday, that day set apart, I'm not saying everybody should stick with it, but I personally believe that it's just a little disrespectful because he made that for us to rest. You know what I mean?
But does it have to be on a Sunday though?
Yeah, well,
you think it has to
Sunday's
be
the
on a
first
Sunday?
day of the
way
week.
back. I'm not sure where the history exactly goes when the day of the weeks were created, right? But on the seventh day, which is the seventh day of the week that we have in our modern calendar, that correlates to me. So it doesn't have to be a Sunday, but that's just our culture now. You know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Definitely, the cultural aspect of it.
It also gets complicated, especially if you're like a follower of Jesus, because even Jesus himself, like, what was it? He like gathered sticks on the Sabbath, and then someone was like, "Why are you gathering sticks? You're supposed to be resting." And I forgot like his exact wording, but he was like, "Oh, because like I need them to like help somebody do something." And so it was like the idea became like, okay, well, if the Son of God is willing to like, give himself like an exception, like break the rule, then like clearly this like strict following of the rule might not be what God intended.
Absolutely.
If you're looking at it through like a Christian lens.
No, I 100% agree. Like what you're describing is when people when people follow religion over relationship and treating people with a good heart. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're just overly religious, and you can be overly. This don't want to be in the Christian context. Like being religious about something, you can do that with anything. Like for example, like people can say, when it comes to my morning routine, I follow a certain routine religiously. That means that they follow it to a T. They don't break it. I make my bed first, then second I brush my teeth, then third I comb my hair every single day. But yeah, like when it comes to this season and everything, I've kind of evolved when it comes to celebrating the seasons and how I think about them. Like for me, when I celebrate like Thanksgiving, I'm not thinking of like, oh, that I'm doing this in remembrance of like the Pilgrims and how they had like the first peaceful dinner with the foreigners. I'm not thinking about that. That's not why I do Thanksgiving. For me, I do Thanksgiving and celebrate it because of the gathering of friends and family and just good food. Period. Like I just that's my Thanksgiving reason, I guess.
That's like an interesting thing. What like when it comes to like stuff like that, like rituals and things of that nature, like intention is like the thing that like makes a ritual a ritual. So it's like, for instance, like if you're like doing Christmas, but you're like thinking about God and stuff like that, can the pagan roots of it really like corrupt it to that level? I think there's a
I feel
worthy
that.
debate there in that. Sorry, Chrome, you sound like you got an idea.
Oh no, man! I just agree with what you were just saying. You know what I mean? It's all about belief. If you don't believe in it, then can it really work? Like, if I don't believe that I'm celebrating Christmas, I believe that I'm with my family and that I'm celebrating Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Just remembering His born day with my family. I mean, really, nobody's talking about Santa. You know what I'm saying? My mom always told me that she's buying these gifts and y'all ain't really getting none this year. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's telling me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't getting none this year.
The whole
So
man
we are
was like, I know I wasn't gonna get you nothing.
right,
but
right. You already knew. So exactly what you said, man. It's all about belief.
Well, yeah. We're gonna get into some more cultural differences and thoughts and perspectives around the holidays and just have a simple conversation.
Tune into Holy Culture Radio, Man Up Club. I'm not even good with that.
So we stopped.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
So that was
praise
the.
God.
So we did 2 segments. All right, that's my bad. Yeah.
nah,
we were talking and I.
no, we had it flow. We had it flow.
Okay, guys. So like, is this okay? Because I just let you know, Leo, this is not normal. What I'm saying is the thing that's not normal is that I don't just this is a episode that's happening on the spot. Like,
yeah, I'm normally not.
No, I'm having like a fun time.
really?
Yeah, I love conversations.
Because yeah, usually, and also I'm kind of doing too much right now. I'm sorry. Sometimes I do this.
Also, just as a quick question, so all swear words, or it's like, or can I say like
Anything
damn and stuff
derogatory
like
we
that?
try to avoid.
Okay, so like no dams or anything like that either, right?
It's not the worst thing in the world, but try not to.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sorry, what were you saying?
Oh yeah. I was saying that I would like to bring you on for another podcast.
Yeah, no, that's dope.
I think you're great. And what was the second thing? Oh yeah, usually I have a topic prepared with questions
Mhm.
beforehand. Things just kind of got crazy, so I am improvising.
Yeah, my guest that I was gonna bring on, he didn't show up. So.
That yeah, like
No, I think we're doing good so far.
Oh, we're doing good. We chilling.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it.
okay.
She likes to overthink a little bit.
Do you think?
You're doing great.
Well, no, because like, cause we might as well. This could be just like a free conversation.
It could be.
It's up to you.
Yeah, let's.
Cause I got some questions like if we're down to just make it like a free form conversation.
Well, that's what
I
I'm
think
saying.
we
Like, how
should
about
really
we just
be-
do that?
I think we should really focus on the New Year's resolutions because we just did 2
Yeah.
2 segments, which. So we'll do the separate 2 this time. We'll take a break.
What do you mean?
I'd say we should, because we talked about, the New Year's, and we didn't really touch much on the resolutions that we each have. So,
What's going on, man?
And how we can make it happen, and what are the goals that we set in place, process of planning and everything.
Oh, I see.
How
what
y'all
you're
doing,
saying.
bro?
If we want to touch on that, I don't know. Just not sure.
Hello,
What's
hi,
up, Pete?
India.
Honestly,
You
I
from
don't
India,
care
bro?
about that. No,
It's
if-
whatever.
That's
Yeah.
cool, man. India, touching India.
It's whatever.
What I'm talking about, man. I
No,
sub.
but he said he has some questions,
Cameron.
though.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like it's like questions
Appreciate
that
you,
like
bro.
whenever like I have a conversation with people, it's just like a build up thing where it's like, oh, what's about that? Like, what about that? I've been keeping it held back because I wanted to like respect y'all's podcast and like keep on to the agenda that you said.
Mhm.
But if we can just like like go back and forth and like just ask questions and stuff like that, I could totally do that too.
Well, no, I think that's what I'm saying, Jay. Can we do that? Like, cause I know the only problem is that in the beginning I was like, oh, this is gonna be I think I said something like
You.
it was after he was like, I'm black, I'm white, I'm this, and I'm like, we're gonna come from different perspectives and talk about the cultural differences approaching the holiday. Like that's the thing that I
yes.
said.
Correct. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so to keep that in line, we should talk about.
I wish if I would have known this, I would have just been like, okay, let's just have a free flowing conversation. Then we could have just had a random conversation on the Man Up Club.
But no, I think so far we've been doing good. We had a very interesting Bible conversation, but I
Yeah,
feel
for
like
real.
that works for it.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
So luck comes in.
Okay.
So what we talking about next?
What do you want to talk about next?
What are y'all were just talking about? What are y'all talking about?
We can go a lot of different things. Like I did want to continue on to the music side of things, just because I like when I'm around people who make music and stuff like that,
So you
especially
make
in the.
music? You make music?
Nah, not necessarily. I've been producing for my friend because I want her to like, use her talents and stuff like that instead of
dope.
just squandering it. But
Okay.
outside of that, I don't know if I would necessarily.
Right, he just put that in there.
No, I that is the one thing that like really annoys me is when people like don't use their gifts. I feel like that's like a slap in the face to like everybody.
See, I want him to say that on the podcast. So what we what's
We
up?
can pretend we can do it over again.
No, for real. I want you to say that on the podcast because that actually what you just said can go into because he's saying you squad.
No, that actually does annoy
Bro, you know what I'm
me.
saying? Somebody don't fuck it up on that. I was like,
No, but what you just said,
that shit was funny as hell.
yeah, what you just said, it relates to the conversation of like New Year and stuff and wanting to improve because you're saying like my goal as an artist is to go kill it. You feel me? And you're saying one of your pet peeves is when people don't cultivate their talent.
Yeah, I feel like
So-
it's disrespectful for everybody, especially if you're like a Christian. Like that is like in a way disrespectful to God, because like,
What? Oh,
Yeah,
That
'cause,
is
like-
true. That is true, bro.
cause like, what did I give you that talent for if you're not gonna use it?
That is true.
That's
Let's move into
right.
that. Let's move into that. People not using their talents, but call themselves Christians.
Yeah,
That's come on.
That's hard. That's hard. Because a lot of Christians out here ain't using their talents.
Right,
They
they think that they just want to go serve in the church, like
Right.
they just want to, be an usher. Like here, sit down here.
Passing these pamphlets out. Oh, that's your talent. All right, cool.
if that is your talent, then yeah, do that. But
Really?
if it's
That's
not,
gambling
and there's
pastor.
more.
That's what I'm saying. I guess you just destined to be an usher. You know what I'm saying? Serving a pastor, but
I feel like there's an art to everything. So it's like, oh, should we say this for the podcast?
We
But
should save a lot for the podcast, but he gotta just take a call.
yeah, let me pick that up. Let me pick that up.
But no,
I'm picking up
I
on
do.
this
That
one.
is the one thing I do like vehemently believe, where it's like if you have a talent, use it in some kind of way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't necessarily like just because you can sing good doesn't necessarily mean you have to be like a singer.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I do think you should incorporate that to whatever thing like you do want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like did you see like the thing that was going on in New Zealand?
No,
The haka they did and stuff like that?
no. What's that?
It's like a traditional like chant / dance thing. They yeah, they did it at their
Parliament or what?
in the parliament. They performed it because they a lot of the indigenous people that
The
were
treaty was about to expire.
yeah, they didn't feel listened to, so they're like, okay, we're just gonna do our haka to like
Like they sit there and they go ha. and
Yeah.
it's like crazy.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like it's
okay.
a whole Indian tradition or Native American tradition where they have
Well, New
a
Zealand
whole group of them. They
tradition.
like start screaming, shouting, going like this, and like it's really fun to watch, but also like it's kind of cringy, but at the same time it's very meaningful.
But it's
very,
right,
very
but
meaningful.
it's a statement.
Yes,
piece.
it's a
No,
very
for
good
real.
statement. That's-
Okay.
It's only cringy to us because we've been like conditioned
Yeah,
to
we-
be
we-
like, oh,
desensitized.
you're not supposed
Oh,
to
you're
like,
telling me you're
be
doing
rowdy.
some spiritual things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual thing. It's supposed to like fortify them. It's supposed to like intimidate
strength
who like
for
their
war.
enemy is.
Give them
Okay,
strength
then-
for their wall.
Yeah, basically.
Then we need to start talking about fashion shows. You know what I mean? Why is Louis Vuitton or who was it?
Yeah.
I forgot what fashion show it was, but you know what I'm saying? They got dudes running out half naked. They got go heads on.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Doing weird things. You know what I'm saying? At these fashion shows.
Mama.
Hitting the drums. You know what I'm saying?
It's all spiritual.
All of it is spiritual, bro, for real. We only see with physical eyes, you know what I'm saying? With the spiritual eyes, bro, some crazy things be going on.
Yeah.
Disney type ish, you know what I'm talking about?
Dory.
Oh,
Where you from?
I'm from here.
Minneapolis?
Oh.
Yeah, sure.
I was born in St. Paul, then moved back and forth between
I was
St. Paul,
born in St.
Minneapolis,
Paul,
and
and I moved back and
Fargo.
Oh, okay. So you St. Paul for sure.
You got 16
Okay,
for us
are we
because you've
ready,
been
guys?
freestyling throughout this whole thing.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
What we talking about? You gonna solidify what we talking about?
Yeah.
All right.
We
So
gonna let
we're,
the spirit talk to us.
Yeah, for real.
no, we're
We gonna hit a prayer real quick or what?
We gonna let Tupac do it.
Yeah, we gonna start. We
The
gonna
gods of war have talked to me.
we're gonna talk about. We're gonna wrap it up by because are we doing the two last segments together?
We're gonna do them separate.
Okay.
Well, whenever I hold it up, I hold it up. All right,
All right.
that's just how it be.
Okay, so for this segment, I mean, we're going to talk about our goals specifically,
Mhm.
because I mean we talked about the headspace that we're in, but like we're gonna talk about our goals, and then like cultivating our talents, and then you can say what you wanted to say about how you think it's a disgrace to not cultivate your talent.
Yeah, I think Chrome can go first. He can talk about his talents, and then I'll come in with that point.
All right,
Okay.
bet. All right, bet.
Yeah, you can talk about your goals. Do you have
My
specific
goals.
goals for the year?
Specific goals for the year.
Yeah, just take a minute to think about that. This is the most random episode I've ever done. It's making me so nervous.
Nah, I feel like
It's gonna be a
I feel
boomer
like we
though.
cooking.
For the
Okay.
ADHD babies.
cooking.
I'm ready. I'm ready when you're ready.
All right, let's do it.
Cameras are starting. Here goes.
Goals for the next year. What?
I do for the
If you want, I can go
Okay.
first, and then
No.
you can come in after if you need more time to think about it.
Nah.
Well,
We'll
what
just
you
go
mean,
me
go
first,
first?
and then since you got the main point, I'll go first. Put my little shindig in there, and then you give him the heat.
All right, bet.
Bet
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So I'm not saying anything. Okay.
Here goes the audio. 3, 2, 3, 2.
We are back with the Man Up Club Presents podcast.
That was an audio. Production. All right, 3, 2.
We are back with the Man Up Club Presents podcast. We're talking to Chrome, we're talking to Lael, and also we're getting Jake in on the conversation. Just talking about the holiday season, goal setting, and allowing ourselves to get into details and particulars on our thoughts. This is just a free space, y'all. So we're here and we talking. So what are your goals specifically going into 2025, Chrome?
So specific goals is just, I guess, just creating a name for myself. That's really one of the biggest things. Creating a name for myself on social media as well as in the streets.
Okay.
Also, just getting better with my talent. You know what I'm saying? Get better at, or get more consistent. Consistency. Let's say that consistency is the top goal that I want to perform in 2025. Consistency.
Yeah, I really like that. When you say making a name for yourself, here's the question. Do you think that you already have a name, you just need to learn how to package it and present it to the world, or do you actually have to create who you are?
Oh yeah, the hard part's out of the way. The creating, the story, everything, that's all out of the way. That's already been formed and created.
Mhm.
Now it's just getting people to know the name Chrome. You know what I mean? Who is that, and get people curious about that, and just keep that name popping up here and there. Like, who is this guy? Who's that guy? You know what I mean? And I think the name will take care of itself, as well as my ideas, and people hear my ideology and what I stand for. I think they'll just rock with it way harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's dope. That's super dope. Lael, what about you? What do you have specific goals for 2025?
Yeah, I guess you could say I got specific goals, like trying to make sure I get into the honors program, continuing on learning Somali and Hmong, making sure it's because right now I'm at an intermediate level with Somali and a beginner of Hmong, so I want to be fluent in Somali by the end of next year, and then be
Wow.
intermediate in Hmong by the end. Helping one of my friends out with their podcast, because that's one of their lights, and then helping Yanni, I should mention, and then helping out my other homegirl Sharon, help her with her singing career, producing an album for her so she doesn't squander her talents.
Mhm.
Like, I really, really, really dislike when people squander what has been given to them or that they've worked hard for. Like, I feel like, especially if you believe in like a higher deity, I feel like that's kind of disrespectful to them. Not necessarily like if you say like if you're like a singer that you need to necessarily like sing, But like for whatever thing you want to do, I feel like you should incorporate your talents into that.
I really feel that a lot because I've struggled with that before, you know, just being a Christian creative. I've always felt a divine pressure. You know, there's this regular pressure of being successful, but it's a divine pressure. And someone said something to me. Shout out Damani from Ujama Place, but he was speaking facts to me this one day, and he was saying that he said something profound. It was kind of controversial, but he was talking about um, a situation in the Bible where God cuts off or kills a tree that's not producing fruit. And it's like we can think of ourselves as those trees. Like, what happens to trees that don't produce fruit? They die.
And the other thing too is, this is in the Bible, I'm gonna butcher it, but it says it's better to cut off your right hand if it's causing sin than to keep it. You know what I mean? Like it's that detriment of you, first of all, dying to yourself and being reborn again, but also like if that temptation comes at the bay, it's better to just completely cut off your hand if it's causing you sin.
Mm. Yeah. So the creativity, like that is super key. It's like now or never. Plus, time we get one life. You know, we get one life, and we have to put everything out there. Like, and Leo, I love how supportive you are as a friend. Like, you are so like just the way that just rolled off your tongue. Just be like, oh, I want like part of your goals is to help your friend do her podcast and help your friend produce this music. Like that is so real. And honestly, people who are friends with you, they should just keep you around because no, for real, like they should keep you around because that's the type of people you need to be successful. And then you also made me think of another thing too. I also want to be fluent in Tagalog. So that's my my country's main language. I mean, it's Tagalog and English, but I'm really working on cultivating my culture, and a big part of culture is language. So I'm working on my Tagalog, and I want to be fluent by the end of 2025. So guys, please stay tuned with me. So that's dope, though. I never knew that you're speaking Somali. Can you say some things?
I can say like really basic things like there's the greeting like Wamanaksan. There's like how are you? Well, it's not necessarily how are you. It's more like tell your story, which is kind of like how are you? You know, Sidetai. There's like little things here and there like phone EC, which is like oh bring me the phone. You know, there's stuff like that.
Okay. But I want to hear more. Okay, and you said Hmong too, right?
Yeah, Hmong. I'm not gonna lie, I will butcher it if I have to speak in Hmong right now. Like I can read it pretty decently, but once it's like, because right now I'm still learning like tones and stuff like that. It's like if there's any Hmong listeners, if she gets me to say some Hmong stuff, blame her, not me.
Okay. Say how are you in Hmong?
How are you? Oh my god.
Put him on the spot, huh?
Or
No, because I'm trying to think. Like, there's a couple of different ways you could say it. There's like the green version and the white version.
yeah, I heard that there's certain.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of different dialects. Oh my god, I'm really blanking right now.
Now we'll come back to it.
On the next episode.
Right.
On the next episode, it's like I got it this time.
Right.
There's like things I can say in Hmong, like there's cool and stuff like that. But cool just means like I. But as far as like a full-on sentence, I'm still like working on that.
I got you. Jake, specific goals.
Where do I start? Well, I mean, a big long-term goal that I've had that I think that I'm finally in the position where I could potentially make that happen this fiscal year would be hire somebody. So I run Madhouse Media, but it's a media company that's just in the startups. But you know, the end goal for this year is to, it's a big dream, make enough to start an S corp, which is around $60,000 annually. But again, within the state of Minnesota, the taxes of an LLC is like 40%. So if you have a partner, right, as I do, we each get 50-50, but that's the 50-50, the 100% is split up into 40. So that's a struggle. I want to, kind of be financially stable, at the end of this year for sure, and not have to worry too much about that. And again, it comes with great responsibilities and great effort, but that's probably my main goal is to really get this started off and actually not necessarily make a name for myself, but because God has given me this gift, and you know, I used to think way back when, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Where am I going to go? Like, oh, how am I going to do this? Because I never had a passion for anything. But then as soon as I got like the first camera, I was like, dude, this is it. This is what God willing, this is what I will do for the rest of my life. So my biggest goals are just really pursue videography, really create the brand that I'm trying to put out there. And the biggest thing is within our media company, Madhouse Media MN, is we don't want to just give people media. We want to make sure that it's intimate and it relates to their audience. And so we try to create packages relative and tailored made to the client. Because a lot of people, they just go out and take videos and they give it to the client. And they're like, oh yeah, here you go, that's $1,000. No, I mean, it's not business, right? It's to grow. We're trying to come up with the processes. So process and planning is a huge goal for me. And like one of you said, is the scheduling, like waking up at a certain time, like 7 o'clock in the morning, no matter what, going to bed at 10 o'clock, no matter what. Putting down my phone is a big thing too. Like I want to put locks on my phone. Like there's a couple apps that you have, and so it'll put locks. But again, that also makes you responsible because you can take down those locks. So discipline is a big goal of mine. Discipline, self-growth, and just entrepreneurship, I think.
That's super dope. That's super dope. Yeah, it's an interesting time, you know. Also, as a society, it's an interesting time. Like coming into 2025, like we're post-COVID. You know, Trump is elected president. I'm not gonna say any opinions about that. I'm just
We're gonna keep that one short.
I'm just
Right,
saying facts.
right,
I'm just
right.
stating facts
Sounded
right
kind
now.
of sad there,
All I-
buddy.
No, listen, all I said was facts. I didn't say anything. Like,
You're not
wrong.
you-
I already knew that.
You attach
Really?
your own biases and thoughts and opinions to that. I'm just saying the facts. Clearly, it's eliciting some type of emotion. But
This is a public podcast. We can't be talking about
no, I'm not talking about I just said
Sounding
facts.
real depressed over there. And you know,
No, but
Trump
like-
is president.
No.
Oh, you know, he just in there now. I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, he's just
No.
there. He's just there. You know what I'm saying? I guess.
I guess that's what we doing.
Yeah.
No, yeah, so we got some things going on. There's talks about war, but there's, you know, and
Such a
then,
chaotic world, and like
yeah.
even within the Book of Revelations, it's like the Tigris and the Euphrates have dried up. Like that's in the Bible. That's a prophecy.
I didn't even pay attention
For
to that,
the-
honestly.
So the reason it says somewhere in the Bible that it's in Revelations where the Tigris and the Euphrates will dry up. I'm gonna butcher it. They'll dry up so that the army of 200 million can cross that land, that plowed land. Now, the craziest part, up until the last maybe 5-10 years, there was not a population growth enough to create an army from a certain country, like one specific army of 200 million people. Up until China now they even announced it publicly. They said very specifically, they have an army of 200 million. And that just to me is crazy because like that's a very specific number, right? They could say 100 million, they could say 150 million, but no, they chose to come out and say 200 million. And I just think back into the Book of Revelations because like it's a chaotic world and times are coming. You know, it's getting close.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. Do you guys believe in the whole New Year, New Me thing?
Not really. I feel like if you want to do that, like more power to you. But I feel like that type of work is something you do like on like a random Tuesday where you decide like, okay, I'm gonna work on myself instead of being like, let me wait until like the last day of the last year of the last day of this year before I just start, you know, changing myself. I feel like that's like more random.
I feel that. Yeah, I let go. I think it's a cheesy statement. People who really do that, like New Year, New Me. It's really New Year, New Me. I'm just like, okay, like just go somewhere else.
But if that's what you want to do, do it.
Like you know,
Prove
it's-
me wrong, please.
Yeah, it's an everyday thing. And when we get back on this next segment, we'll ask Chrome if he makes any New Year's resolutions.
Absolutely. Tune into Holy Culture Radio. This is the Man Up Club. We'll be right back.
About to put Chrome in the hot seat.
No, for real, it's nice to hear Jake on the podcast, man.
Yeah.
You know?
First time for everything.
He's done this before.
I had my own podcast. It's nothing new, but it's definitely new.
Back and blacker than ever.
Man.
Blacker than ever.
I got one hair, bro.
You be how old are you?
23.
Oh, okay. You still got time. So
Time for what?
pretty hair to grow.
Bro, what do you mean?
What, you talking
feel
about
like
facial
I got
hair?
25
Oh
years
yeah, I
left.
know, bro. I mean, I got a little something coming in right now. You know what I'm saying? I got like about 5 or 6 strands on my chin, and then I got one on my. I need to just pull that out.
You've been doing the derma roller.
No, I ain't even got that. I've been hearing about it, though.
I've been hearing it's been working. I
I mean-
did something like that a little while ago.
Oh, word?
Mhm.
I ain't really trying to get no super beard. You know what I'm saying? I just want a little chin hair, a little something I can. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
But I'm not really trying to get no super beard.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
This.
Actually, if y'all want to come to the studio after this, I'm gonna open it up.
Okay.
Is the studio being partaken? Because I actually need that
No,
money.
if you want to come in and I'm finna work on my album and stuff.
Okay, bet. I actually have a lot of time now, so yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a bunch of stuff cleared out. I got worried that I wasn't gonna have time for this, so then I just did a bunch of the other stuff I needed to do last night.
Oh, okay.
So I'm actually
wow.
pretty open.
That's super dope. Well, I will give you a nice tour of the Men Up Club, and yeah.
Just don't join.
First of all, he's too old.
Wait, how are you?
I'm 25.
25?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
24.
Yeah, 24,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm a
You're,
full-grown
you're too
man
old,
now.
bro. You're
But
too old
actually,
for
But actually, Leo, there are what just happened for the Man Up Club is we're now accepting community leaders to lead Man Up sessions now.
Oh, yeah.
So if if there's a topic that you want to teach about or whatever, like we can talk about that.
Yeah. Give me some time to think about that because I want it to be like of use and not like just me like going up there freestyling.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, let me get up there. Let me get up there.
We could talk about it. It's just I can't just let you get up there and like he said freestyle it. No, it has to be like.
Yeah, we're going to talk
What do
about
y'all care about
No,
money?
it's
If you
going
want
to
to
be,
lead a Man Up session, like it's
no, for real. It's going to be some good material. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about forgiveness for sure.
And sometimes I don't know if I can take you serious.
What you mean? We're going to talk about forgiveness.
No, but,
What?
Like,
What?
no. Do you get the
Bro, this is what I be talking about, bro. It's why I can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Because nobody takes me serious, bro. I don't know why.
It's all right, Crum. I
It's a-
take you serious.
You got like dry jokes, and I love them, dude. I love it.
That wasn't a joke. I'm for real. I'm trying to get up there and, like, whatever. I don't have to get up there. I'll just be a partaker. I'll take, I won't give.
No, we want you to
No,
give.
don't change yourself, bro. Be yourself.
You gonna
Okay.
speak to the
Oh,
masses.
actually, speaking
You
of
got it.
take and don't give, let's talk about. Let's close out with that.
See what I'm
Taking,
talking
not
about?
giving?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm gonna just keep eating up all the food, using up all the toilet paper.
Wait, why all the toilet paper
Yeah,
specific?
Cause it's annoying when you gotta go to the bathroom and you ain't got no toilet paper.
It's more than annoying. It's
Right.
Desperate. Be a man. Use your hand. I don't know what to tell you.
For
What
real.
the- whoa?
Exactly. That's what they gonna have to do.
Yes.
That's why we need bidets.
I'm gonna go in there and just start taking them. I'm going these at the house right now.
I got a bidet actually. I use
Oh, really?
I use way less toilet paper than I used to.
Oh,
I feel
gosh.
much cleaner. Like
I've thought about getting one.
you should.
Man, that
If it was
joint's
ever like
weird,
a
though.
thing I think you should invest in, it would be that. Because think about it, this was a thing that like once I heard it, I was like, nah, I can never just use toilet paper ever again if
But
I
I
had
feel
the
like
choice.
I'd be too shocked.
Imagine if you got like poop on your arm, right?
Okay.
And then you just decide to clean it off with just like a paper towel
And you just flick that.
or
thing
toilet
off the
paper,
shelf.
and then you just go about your day.
Like that's crazy.
That is true. But also, I mean, I'm not touching nobody with my butt. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
not, but it's like, do you really want like them particles on
I mean,
you?
you just gotta start wiping till that
Dingleberry.
joint start hurting, boy.
You could, but then that's how you get
Or just get a little wet wipe.
You could, but those are bad for the environment.
Oh, word?
Yeah, they
Oh.
form like
Like
these
so
big
good.
like clumps in the sewers that people
They have
gotta go
actual
down
like
there.
disintegrating wipes.
They do, but apparently they don't disintegrate that well.
They don't disintegrate?
Okay,
All right, I
Okay,
guess the
y'all,
bidet
let's,
is the
let's
bidet
go
is the-
ahead.
is
Let's
the-
go ahead and jump into this next
the
segment.
vibe.
Come on now.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm
That's
envious
it. Oh.
that his mic more.
Shout out to Holy Culture Radio, where the gifts is big and the thanks is giving.
Wow.
That's actually low key a bar.
Yeah.
Where the gifts is big and the thanks is given.
Bro, I'm trying to give my little segment on forgiveness.
I
You know what I'm saying?
will toss it off to Chrome. We'll start the camera. You guys ready?
Hold on.
What we talking
I gotta
about?
write down that phrase.
Your goals.
Oh, my goals. I already
Okay.
talked about my goals.
Okay, so here we go, y'all. Come on.
Alright, goes the cameras.
I think it's like
Yeah,
the
what is it
specific like plan
We
you
got that
got.
plan. Can't do
The
it
Pacific plan, I can't expose all my plans on live radio.
Alright, here goes the audio. 3,
I see what you're talking
2.
about.
We're back on the Men Up Club Presents podcast, talking about the holiday season, also discussing different perspectives and thoughts around this time, and just getting into some great conversation. So we're gonna continue on. I'm gonna throw a whole bunch of phrases at you guys, and you guys just give me your first thoughts about that. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of phrases that come up during this time, so just let me know what you think about them. What y'all think about give a little, get a lot?
Never even heard that before.
Give a little, get a lot.
For some reason, I think about just a guy named Nicholas. It's like I feel like Nicholas is the type of person that gives a little
Yeah.
but takes a lot.
Oh, well, then yeah, you must not be talking about Saint Nick.
That's pretty stereotypical.
Yeah, what? I
Um,
could say the same thing about Tyrone.
Oh my gosh. What about sharing is caring?
Some chips that I want.
Do you believe that sharing is caring?
Oh my bad. Wait, are we supposed to give like full fleshed out ideas, or is it like that one where it's like piano, black white, like?
Oh.
No, it's like
Which thing
are we doing?
full-fledged answers.
Yeah, it was full fledged like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The sharing is caring, but I don't care. No,
Yeah, right. I don't care to share.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, it's true. Like, I feel like if I care about someone, I would be willing to share things, whether it be like time, resources, respect. I don't know.
Do you think that society as a whole is more caring during the holidays, or do you think it's
No.
just commercialized?
No,
I know it sounds like a stupid question, but
no, it's not
But-
stupid, but it's just no, they don't.
the way but here's the thing though, the way that our society commercializes the holidays, like Chrome mentioned earlier, you feel me? It's that's why it's the holidays is a money grab for retail. You feel me? Black
Mhm.
Friday, Cyber Monday, like gift giving,
It's business.
you know, all the decorations, everything turns into glitter and gold during the holidays. So I feel like there's sometimes like an illusion that people are kinder, or people are just, oh, it's the holiday season, or so you said, Leo, you're like, no, it's just a facade.
Oh yeah, I definitely think it's a facade. Like, I mean, I think there could be like one-off like individual things where like people are like, it is Christmas, but I feel like as far as like systemic things, no, it's the same old not caring.
See, we're in a world of marketing now. That's kind of my job, and it's terrible. You see so much fake stuff, like green screen, like everything that you see online. It's there for a reason. You know what I mean? Like commercials, advertisement. It's all a scam.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't say scam, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a come on.
yeah,
It's definitely a scheme.
Scheme. for
Scheme.
sure.
Plot and
Scheme.
machinations.
Yeah, the holiday season. I mean, I will say this. I respect and appreciate and admire what the holiday season is about. It's about giving, caring, sharing, like eating together. I have a friend of mine, and she's like, I can't stand the holidays. She said something along this line, but she's like, I can't stand like what I don't like about it is that, you know, we should be doing this every day. We should be doing this every day. We should be, you know, spending time with our family and making more of an effort to go see each other and stuff like that every day. We should be, you know, forgiving and stuff like that every day.
Around my family every day though.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
I don't know if
I
I,
mean-
can do
You
all
gotta
that.
practice what Jesus preaches. You know what would
True.
Jesus do? Type thing.
Jesus can walk on water though. I can't do none
Well,
of that.
okay, I'm getting technical, but yeah, like you know, he came to this earth and he gave us the greatest gift, or God gave us the greatest gift. He sacrificed his son, like, and he, like, to me, again, everybody, you know, has the realization, like, he just came down, saved us for our sins, but like, he really put himself in our shoes. Like, that means that he can actually fully say, like, I know what it's like to be human, because like he's not just God; he was put down on the earth. You know what I mean?
You're saying that's the greatest gift. So.
It's the greatest gift that we can get, and we should practice that like daily. You know, with giving, like being gracious. You know, exactly what you said.
Yeah. Do y'all think that society would be better off without the holiday season?
No,
Nah.
complete chaos.
I think
You said
people
it'd be
need
chaos?
like
Complete chaos. I think
yeah.
Why?
just because people don't have nothing to do. I mean,
They don't work. If we didn't have holiday season, it would just be.
It's gonna be boring. You know what I mean?
You'll
Like
be
when
a lot
Christmas
longer.
comes around, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, I'm put my Christmas lights up, put my Christmas tree up, get my house looking right. Halloween, I'm gonna get my pumpkin in front of the door, or whatever you do on Halloween. Thanksgiving, bust the turkey out. There's just
Yeah.
things for people to do. If you don't have anything going on, okay, you got a couple things throughout the year that are everybody's gonna do
Mhm.
at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Gives it a sense of community
Mhm.
to people who don't have a community and anything else. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
For sure.
Yeah. You speak. I agree with that.
People need their rituals.
They
I
do.
feel
Yeah,
They
that's
do.
what I was about to say.
They do.
Keep traditions.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think that the human race is inevitable for us to have traditions and do rituals. If we let's just say we didn't have Christmas, let's just say we didn't have Thanksgiving or Halloween, like
It would be
We-
something.
it would be something, And people make their own traditions and their own rituals and things like that. Speaking of, do you guys have your own traditions or rituals or things that you do? Like, is there a thing that you do every year? Is there a thing that you do every month?
Yeah, to an extent, like to play off Jake, right?
Mhm.
To play off Jake's point, like I use like my own personal traditions to like help me with like discipline and stuff like that because like I'm the type of person where if I put locks on my phone, I'm just gonna take them off because I'm like, man, why am I doing this? This is dumb. So like I'll give myself certain rituals where it's like, okay, if I, you know, get these different tasks done, then I can like listen to rap music today and stuff like that.
Okay. So it's like a discipline thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, one thing that I always try to do every year is write down goals. For 2024, I actually wrote down my goals. I think like the last day of 2023 or something like that. But I was like rushing, and it was like already it was already 2024, and I had to write down my goals and stuff. But I do make it a point to write down my goals for the year. But I will say like I'm still developing a system in order to make sure that I develop those goals and turn them into reality. What do you guys have encouragement for people who are going through a really hard time right now? Just with holiday season, and what I find is that during the holiday season lots of drama pops off, and it's because society as a whole, we're not called to go out of our way or take off of work until the holiday season comes around, and then that's the time you return home. That you feel the pressure of going home. Maybe you don't get along with your parents, so you go home, and then the trauma or the issues that you've been dealing with that haven't been dealt with, they just kind of show up or give you awkward vibes during the holidays. Do you guys have any advice for people who are just like dreading Christmas because they're being around a whole bunch of people that are toxic, or maybe they don't even have a family to go to because they lost so many people? Like, what do you do when you're alone? When everybody else is celebrating.
I think so I lost my grandfather, like I have multiple, but like this was like one of the ones where like, oh, he was like a staple of my life of sorts. I lost him not that long ago.
I'm sorry about
And
that.
like how you say there was a lot of things where like I wasn't sure, like, oh, is he like still around, like spiritually, like is he somewhere else, like is he nowhere? But like a part of me that was like, he's still here with me in a sense, is because like one thing I've always realized is like if you love someone, you've known them for like a long time, there's like a lot of different things where it's like what their like answer for that would be. Like, man, would they want me to do that? If you know them, you probably have a good idea what that would be, what their answer would be on that.
Right.
So I feel like with that, I was like, I know what his opinion on this and that would be, even though I had never talked with him on this particular subject. So I was like, in a way, he's still like here with me. So if there's like a particular aspect of loss, I would say to do that exercise to like remind yourself that like by one way or another, the person that I'm missing right now is still with me.
I like that. Thank you for encouraging us with that. Because I can definitely relate to that. I mean, as you were talking, I was thinking about my Lula, my grandmother, and yeah, you're right. When you know a person your whole life, you know what their values are. You know, I know my Lula valued education. I know that she wanted me to finish school. It's like I remember she told me she was like, you keep talking, because I would tell her I was like, Lula, I'm gonna graduate. Like, don't worry about me. I'm gonna graduate. She's like, and she would laugh and be like, you always say that you're gonna graduate, but you're not prioritizing your studying.
Dang.
No,
roasted by Green.
Got roasted by
and so
grandma.
it's like the fact that I've graduated now. It's like I know she would be so proud, you know. So that encourages. I believe that encourages a lot of people out there. Like, if you're missing somebody this holiday and you know they have passed away, it's like just take time to be quiet within yourself, you know, be by yourself and just reflect on who they are, the times that you've had together, the conversations that you've had, and just, you know, think about what their input would be about what you're currently going through. Because it is sad, like, we're going through life, but I'm not able to talk to my Lula about the fact that I'm working for my dad, working for the organization as a whole, working for young Black men and their success in the city for the Man Up Club, like as the youth and program director, you know. So it's like, but I know she'd be proud, you know. So that's really good, Leo. Chrome, do you have any other encouragements for people who are going through a hard time right now?
I know you wanted to touch on forgiveness as well, too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say, man. Forgive your cousin that did you wrong. Forgive your auntie for eating up all the cranberry sauce, or eating the last chicken wing.
Macaroni.
Right, somebody who messed up on the black eating on the macaroni.
Man, that macaroni might have been looking like some Black and Mild.
Hey, it might have been. Just forgive, man. It's all good.
What's making you encourage people to say forgive? Like, why are you making it a point to talk about forgiveness?
I mean, just like you said, at a time of holidays, people get into a lot of conflict and a lot of drama. A lot of things get brought up, and a lot of people, you know, you might go over to grandma's house on a holiday or on Christmas and leave. You came in with a cousin and now you're leaving by yourself. If you catch my drift, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just sorting it out right there, forgiving the person that did you wrong or said something wrong to you or made you feel offended, forgive them on the spot and just love each other on that day. That's what it's supposed to be about. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be about drama and conflict. It's just about to be us coming together, and we're all still alive. We're here together right now. We're alive.
Yeah.
We not might.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. This has been another episode of the Man Up Club Presents podcast. Tune in for the next episode.
All right, man. Good episode, everybody.
Y'all got your shit off though.
Hey, for real, that was gold though. I'm gonna lie, you know what I'm saying? It was a little sporadic.
I know this whole thing was sporadic, but you guys like
That's
it.
what people like though. People like that though.
I was gonna say, if y'all like it, I'm fine. I mean, because oh my gosh.
Like Chrome said, the ADHD crowd gonna love it.
For real.
Oh, really?
For real.
They gonna love it.
They're gonna love that, bro. Especially the writers too, when they get in there and start writing different sections. Like, oh, they got into that. Oh, that too.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Now you going reading the article down. Now you got different pieces you can pick from. You know what I'm saying? They can say that, man. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Do what they want to do.
I still can't get over your grandma just like off the back.
Yeah, she said, "Yo, grades ain't. I don't know."
Just like you keep telling me about you gonna graduate, but
I believe it.
You're not prioritizing your studying.
She said, "You ain't making this look real good for me." I
Bro,
don't
you in the
know.
kitchen cooking with me when you need to be studying for that test tomorrow. Shoot, man.
Oh, my
That's
God.
cool.
She really fought extra with the grades.
No, for real. Hey, this
My
been.
mother was a teacher, so
Oh, real?
yeah.
Oh, that's way harder. It's been another little shindig.
Okay.